I think now it's not about singing that much. I think it's just about knowing yourself and know who you are, what you can do, what you cannot do, what do you like. I mean, just knowing yourself with
Yeah.
good, bads, and for me, the biggest challenge is to be honest to myself, and through my honesty, staying on the stage, delivering something. Uh, this is the most difficult.
Good morning, Valentin. It's so great to see you again.
Good morning, Petra. So great to see you again too. Thank you for this interview.
It's a great pleasure, and thank you for agreeing to talk to me. And it's wonderful to know that you're also in Vienna.
Yes.
But tell me, where are you from originally?
I was born in Romania. I'm Romanian. I was born and raised there. I moved to Vienna 8 years ago after I completed my bachelor studies in Bucharest. I came here for masters and also living, so I didn't intend to go back or go somewhere else. I mean, somewhere else, sure, but
Yeah.
not going back.
So you are you studied singing here in Vienna?
Yes, I also back home. I studied only singing.
Oh, okay. So at what age did you start singing?
I started actually a bit earlier with music. I studied guitar as a child.
Okay.
This is how I went into music. Like in my hometown, my mom sent me to play guitar with musician there, and then he said I should invest more time in it. And then he recommended my parents I should go to the music school. So I studied 5 years classical guitar.
Oh, wow.
Which was nice now looking back. It was nice in a way, though not much enjoyable for a child or for me as I was back then, because there were a lot of expectations and pressure from my family, from teachers. And as I was told, I was quite talented, but not very disciplined. So
Oh, okay.
I was getting prizes from contests, but I don't think I was doing it for me. I did not enjoy it very much. So I was kind of playing for pleasing my parents and people around. And
So
then
what age were you when you played guitar?
uh, I s- ooh, I started in my fifth grade, so I must have been around 10 or 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, and then yes, that's true. Around 11, then I studied for 5 years. Then I changed when I went into high school. I went for singing. I discovered classical singing, and I fall in love with it.
And
So yeah,
did you then just stop playing guitar?
yes, and I never touched it since. Now,
Really?
yes, really, it was really a fight in there. I just left it, and I said never again. And nowadays, I'm kind of thinking back. I should start playing with it, but I must tell you, there are some hard feelings back there. I have to confront. It's
Well,
interesting.
yeah, but that's interesting that you had this wonderful talent, but you just didn't have the feeling for doing it.
I think so. So yeah, it was talent, but no pleasure. Maybe now
Yeah.
as an adult, I can see it with different eyes.
Yeah. So singing you enjoyed immediately? Did you feel it? Did you want
Ah,
to do it?
I I don't want to make it sound like a fairy tale because I mean I don't think it's a fairy tale. It's not a bad thing either. But Yes, I did feel it from the beginning, but just feeling it, I think it was not enough.
Mm.
I felt it and I enjoyed singing. Uh, I don't know why I choose singing. I just felt it.
Mm.
It was there, and I had the feeling I can express myself through singing. Yeah, that was it.
Mm. And why
Uh,
classical singing specifically?
I don't know. I cannot tell.
Okay.
I think I was watching recordings and yeah, just seeing on the internet singers, and I was just fascinated by the energy I could sense from just staying on a stage, having so many people in front of you, and you being there in the middle of everyone and just be yourself there and saying something. I think this was what caught me.
Mm. So it was that connection that you saw with the audience.
I think so, yes.
Mm.
And the music
Yeah.
itself. I remember, I think first recordings, there were some romantic music, must have been some bel canto, I think, and which the music it's very simple. You have just a line, and you don't have much orchestration there. And yeah, I was just mesmerized by the simplicity and the energy of it.
Mm. So in that sense, was it easy for you to perform in front of an audience?
Oh no, not at
Oh,
all.
okay.
And it's still not easy, not at all. And this is my biggest challenge, because from liking what I see or what I saw on the screen and doing that, it's a totally different thing. Um, it's very different. It's not like, oh my God, this is so nice. I'm going on a stage, I'm singing, I'm beautiful, and life it's pink.
Yeah.
Not really, not really. Uh, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's a long journey. I can't say I reach a point. I am working on it,
Mm.
and I have the feeling I didn't even start it properly. I mean, this is how I feel, even though I sing
Yeah.
for some years already.
Mm.
Because it's not about. I think now it's not about singing that much. I think
Mm.
it's just about knowing yourself
Mm.
and know who you are, what you can do, what you cannot do, what do you like. I mean, just knowing yourself with
Yeah.
good, bads, and for me, the biggest challenge is to be honest to myself, and through my honesty, staying on the stage, delivering something. Uh, this is the most difficult process for me. So
But
yeah,
yeah.
singing, you have the voice, you train it,
Mm.
true. But where you are on the stage, I don't think voice is enough. There are so many beautiful voices, but they kind of don't go through, or they don't touch you, or I don't know. It's just my personal opinion sometimes, and I don't think it's about perfection either. This is also a thing that I don't know. I think it has to do with our century. Everything must be perfect, or yeah, it needs to be close to perfection. And I think singing or art is anything but perfection.
Yeah.
And it happened to me to be in public, in audience, to listen to some singers and not having the most beautiful voices in what we think
Mm.
as technical, being more beautiful voices, but the way they were singing was so honest and so touchy. I remember I was having goosebumps and almost crying for no reason.
Mm.
And you know that happened some years ago. And now thinking of me when I'm on a stage. This is what's for me the hardest part, to be honest on stage and just be me, not pretend to be someone else, not pretending I'm the student who my teachers want to be, or my parents or my friends or all my background, and that's my challenge, just to be me. And being me, it's time and energy to know who is me.
Yeah.
That's my challenge. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's about that. It's that much about singing.
Mm. And it's true, and it's a long process, because, like you say, you have to discover yourself in a way, because you've been taught by different people and you've had influence from different people. So now it's this time where you discover, okay, so then now what do I bring?
That's true. And you know what how to say it? Is that about no? It's not fear, but what's for me very, very, what's striking me, it's that there's no guarantee you'll make it.
Mm.
We all need so much insurance and knowing that we will succeed in doesn't matter what. But you have no assurance in this. You can fight for it for years and still not going anywhere. And this is something what I'm dealing right now, and I'm trying not to ignore it, but to acknowledge it and saying, okay, I accept this, but I still want to go all the way. And what's there for me, I don't think it's going to be in my hands anymore. So I think my responsibility is just to do my job and serve this purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's this. I assume that when you started singing, you had this idea of where you want to go, and then in this process, you see all the obstacles that's in your way. Then.
Oh yes, especially as a young singer, child almost, like high school or university. You have a very idealized picture about what a singer is. And I don't know, but also back home, no one talked to me or to us, thinking also about my friends, about the work that's behind this. Everyone just presented us the beautiful pictures with the singers on the stage and gave us examples of the singers who made it.
Yeah.
And of course, you just see this as a idol, or as and you want to go there, but you have no idea how or what that mean to go there. And no one told us in school, so you just go, and then come obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And it's hard. I don't know. For some people, it must be easier. For some, not. But I think there's no comparison in that. Everyone has its own way of getting things done. But yeah.
Well, I spoke to a violinist yesterday, and we spoke about this idea of that people just see numbers. They see big audiences or a lot of following, or and you get almost stuck in that idea that it has to be that way. But then you forget you have to start somewhere, and you have to do smaller things, and it's this process that you have to go on to get to where you want. But it's now that you say, so you've been given the vision of where somebody else ends up, but not the steps that they took to get there,
Yes, this is it. And trust me, when you go out in the world and you confront with the reality, it's harsh. You have the feeling everything you believed in is like not existing anymore. And yeah, and then you ask yourself, and that happened to me, especially after I left my country, and I was here, and I was like, oh, being totally lost, really totally lost, and having no sense of direction or anything. And I don't know, things just started to come one by one, and this is what I'm still doing. I'm trying to do baby steps.
Yeah, but that's great that you see it that way and that you're willing to take the baby steps, because
I, I think there's no other option, not only in career, but also in life. I think baby steps are the healthiest.
yeah. But as this is also something that we not always talk about, but for artists and for singers and dancers, they sometimes have to leave their families and go somewhere else to go and study or to go and work because the country that they come from, the opportunities are not there. So this transition, do you think this is also something where you come into a country where you have to learn the language, you have to adapt to the new way of living and all of that, on top of finding your way, finding yourself, because you also have to build up new connections and meet new people. And that's also not just in the career, but in life. It's that sort of the obstacles that's in your way.
I think we can relate both on this because
Yeah.
you're not living in your home country. No one forced me to do this, so I was not forced to leave my country. It was my own choice. And I've done this when I was quite young, right after my bachelor. And when everything is new and when you're young, the energy you have for doing this, you don't even think about this as a burden, or I don't know, as a
Yeah.
big step. You're just doing it. You're just doing it. And I think this is the best time to do this kind of changes. I mean, now I'm 31. I don't think I would do it again the same way. Yes, of course, I would live somewhere else if I would get a job, but not,
Yeah.
leaving everything behind and starting from scratch. I think that belongs to the 20s, to the youth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you also need to be kind of person who like this type of challenges, and it was very hard in the beginning, no doubt. I didn't know the language. I had no friends, and it took time to
Yeah.
build all these things. But I don't regret it a second. And even if I would have said, okay, this was not the best choice, I could have go back every second. It's
Yeah.
home. It's home. It's still there. But no, I think, and in being here in Europe, and being able to do this choice, I think this is a very, very big privilege. I mean, now I was in holidays in India for 2 weeks, and the world there is totally different. I mean, free choice there, it's a concept.
Yeah.
So me being from Romania and saying, okay, I would like to go study abroad, let's see. It happened to be Austria. It's not like it was on my list and said I want to go there. It just happened. But still, it's a big, big advantage. And yes, I think and what I want to say, it's not for everybody. I mean, all my friends left there. They stayed back home. That doesn't mean they were doing worse or better.
Yeah.
It's just a choice.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's also, in Europe, it's as a artist or a singer or a musician, you can make a living. And,
Yes.
in other countries, it's not always possible. It's not always possible to do it full time and to have it as a career.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. But yeah, that's Europe. That's Europe indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now, tell me so you go to university, you study singing, and now we've also talked about the the fact that where do you step out and where do you do your things. But you think you have to have more also of a business mind when you are a singer or a musician, that's also taught at college or at university, how to get out there and how to do the business side of things or the marketing side of yourself.
I think now, and this is a recent thing that I'm thinking of, I think it's very, very important to have this self-management, to be self-management aware. Why I'm saying this, I mean, in Romania, this concept doesn't exist. Or in the university, in my university, didn't exist. When I came here for masters, there was a class who was called like this in Germany, self-management. But I was too young, I didn't know the language, and I didn't get anything out of it. And not because the class was not good. I do believe it was not a time for me. But it's very important because now I'm trying to break the ice, saying it, and I have no idea if I do it right or wrong, applying there, or how to manage my finances, and it's quite a challenge. It's quite a challenge, and being taught that in school, I think it's a big advantage, and that should be a mandatory. It should be mandatory in universities, in schools. Yeah, definitely. For me, this is my weak spot.
But now, as a singer, so you sing mainly classical, or do you sing other genres as well?
I sing only classical. Yeah, I tried when I was younger, but I didn't feel like it's something there for me.
So you prefer doing that?
Yes, I'm trying classical, and this is where I feel at ease.
But now, Valentin, tell me what is the wish? What are the wishes for you? What would you like to see happen in your life, and what would you like to do? Say the wish, because many wishes have come true when they played on this channel. Yeah.
Sometimes when I have a difficult time, and I kind of tend to not see anymore where am I going, or to lose a bit the sense of direction, and I tend to blame myself and saying I'm not worth it, and what's self-sabotage. My partner just says, wait a minute, take a big breath, and just look back. Look where you were like 5 or 10 years ago. What have you accomplished so far? Your process. And the moment I'm doing this, I start to feel grateful. And I start to come down again. Just saying I want to sing sounds superficial. I would like very much to be in a theater and being in an ensemble. I mean, this is what I was studying for and what I was prepared for. I have friends who already done that, and they were in theaters, big theaters, and sometimes they left this saying, this is not for me. I don't like this. I don't like the way it is, the way it works. I can't take their experience for granted, because I would like very much to go through it. So I would like very much, really. I'm in a time where I'm doing auditions. I'm applying for this, and I need to start doing some competitions. So I don't know if I would like it or not. Maybe in 5 years or 10 years, I won't sing anymore at all. But that's not the point of quitting. The point is, I want to go there, to be there and see if I like it, if I feel like it's for me. Yeah, this is what I want to do. I wanna work in a theater, in ensemble, and just do it a full-time job
and experience that, and also
experience that.
yeah, and because you always learn from that.
Yeah, oh, definitely, definitely. And I was saying, I will start saying about, when I start singing and seeing a singer on a stage and audience, you can have that, you can have this energy and this emotion, even if you stay in front of your family. So it's not like I want to do this for this experience. I had this experience already. And yes, it's important, but I want to do it for myself because I identify with these ideas, and this is what I worked for. Because as a matter of expression, you can express in so many ways. It's not like I only need to be on a stage to express myself and giving something to people. I like to give things. I like to and I have a lot of hobbies, very, very different from singing. And I feel very, very good about this, but still singing, I feel like it's my main thing. This is what I would like to do.
You feel it in the heart.
I feel it in the heart. Yes, I feel it. Sometimes it's hard, is overwhelming, especially when you don't have a good feedback who kind of motivates you to go on. And yeah, it just happens so many times. I think it happens to everyone. We use the feedback to go on, and when you are in need of it and you don't get the right feedback, this can put you down sometimes. And I must say, I think three things motivate me to go on. They are very, very important for me. One, it's my family and a close circle of friends who, in the times where I said, I think I'm going to quit singing, and that happened in the pandemic time, they told me, don't do it. Go on, because you have something there which you might not be fully aware of it. Just go and work your ass off, and just go there because there is something there for you. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, when I was hearing that. But the way they told me, they were feeling it in a way I was not feeling it. So I trusted them. I trusted their feeling. And I said, okay, I'm not sure about myself, but I'm sure about what you are telling me. And I keep going. That's one thing. Second one, that also happened in the pandemic time. I was watching on Instagram Anthony Hopkins, which we all know, and his career and his life. And he said, the way he said it, it struck me. He said, just hang in there. I mean, this word, just hang in there, for me, it's my golden quote.
Yeah.
The moment where you are at the edge of desperation or disappointment, or you feel or you're on the bottom, just hang in there a tiny bit more, and then you'll see, I don't know, light or something will kind of come up. And I already done that a few times, and it pays off. I'm hanging in there, and I just go on. I just keep going. That's my second thing.
Amazing, yeah.
Really, it's if people go and look on his Instagram page, they might find it somewhere because he's very active during pandemic on Instagram, and he was playing and saying things for people, and it really helped. And the third one, which was recently, I saw it also on Instagram. I spent a lot of time on Instagram, and it was an American singer. I don't know her name really, but she has a big career right now. She's she's successful and she's over 30 sometimes something. And she said, in my youth and till recent times, no one gave me credit for anything. I was um, going nowhere, having no direction, but I just kept going. I don't know why. She couldn't explain herself. She said, I was not thinking, I was just doing it. And it came a time where things paid off and started crumbles to come together, and things happened, things materialized. And this is also because, yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. I already have many years behind me, which, yeah, they got me somewhere, but
Yeah.
not but there where I would like to be. And sometimes this gives me frustration. But yeah, putting all these things together and thoughts, I'm just hanging there, and I try to be patient and have patience. That's a big challenge in this branch, to have patience.
Yeah.
Because I said, there's no guarantee you make it. There's no same way for everybody. Everyone is unique in his way, in his process. So also comparing myself with others can cause me a lot of frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just try to, and this comes back to where I started, about being honest to yourself and knowing who you are, because all these things, they influence each other.
Mm.
And
Yeah, that's
yeah.
absolutely true. And it's so true that everybody has their time also. And I think I always, when I walk through Volksgarten with all the roses, and you
Mm,
see, I saw one morning the first rose that opened, and all the other roses were still closed. But then just the other day, I saw so many roses have already bloomed, but there was a few yellow roses who looked so beautiful at this time of year. And you think, okay, so this was their time to bloom. They didn't bloom in the summer, but this was now in autumn their time to bloom. And that always makes me think, if I look at the roses, to think, well, we all have our time, to bloom. So
that's a
some
very
start
nice.
early in spring, and some wait until autumn, but we will all bloom.
That's a very nice way of putting it. And saying you about roses, my family name Trandafir means rose.
Really? Oh,
Yes,
wow.
it's nice now you saying it about roses. So I'm still waiting for my blooming.
Yeah. Well, you will be that beautiful yellow rose. Well, you will probably bloom sooner, but
I
yeah,
hope.
that's,
I
yeah.
hope.
But it's wonderful to hear you talk so open and honestly about all of this. And definitely you have the integrity, you have this depth and in your personality, and also the love for what you're doing, and exactly what you're saying, just hang on and persevere. And I think it's true what your friends and your family are saying. I think they're there to sort of support you and show you. If you don't see your beauty in your talent, then they are there to show it to you.
Yes, and it's so important, but for that you need to be keen to see and listen to others.
Yeah,
And it's not easy, because you want to have everything in control. We all want to control things around us, and yeah,
exactly.
and sometimes it's difficult. But I do put a big price on my family and friends. I mean, for me, and I think for most of us, Corona time showed us how important that was. When I was isolated, though I could talk to them, and it's not about talking, it's about the connection. And I felt really, really lost, and I was alone here, and it was difficult. And from after Corona, I do that even more conscious, with consciousness, that I'm grateful and I praise the moments I have them with my friends.
Yeah.
and
that's
family.
true. Mm.
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
Corona gave us that sort of um, awareness, you know, that how important people are and how important these connections are in our lives.
yes, yes, it is like this. It is like this.
Mm.
Yeah, we live, we learn,
Mm.
and we try to do good or to influence somehow
Yeah.
our surrounding.
But
And
Valentin, tell me what would your advice be for your 16-year-old self?
oh my God. Wow. Oh, there were dark times. There
Oh,
were very
really?
dark times.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think. Ah, the first thing that comes in my mind is this thing, just hang in there. But I don't
Okay.
think that's enough, really.
Mm.
Um, I mean, this age, it comes with so much torment for everyone, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I was more special than anybody else, but for sure there were difficult years. Yeah, I don't think also at that age I would be able to understand and see things in a
Yeah.
mature perspective. So I think just hang in there and
Yeah.
be patient. Be
Mm.
patient. Things will be better.
Mm.
And yeah, just stay true to yourself. That sounds very, very cliche. I don't
Mm.
like it. But I remember that age, I was just trying to copy models and trying to, I was just following models where I felt there's
Yeah.
something there, which I think is a very bad way of finding uh, your unicity or
Mm.
your originality. I think
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
very, but this is how the society was there back home, and I was no exception, So that's why I think I also left.
Well, it's also that age that you have to go through to go to the
Yes,
next,
it,
yeah,
indeed.
next phase. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And as I said, I was no exception. And you talking about late roses blooming, I
Mm.
always think of myself that I was a bit of a late bloomer in many, many, many
Oh, really?
circumstances. Yeah,
Mm.
from school on till nowadays, I always felt that, yes, I reached things and I've done most of the stuff a tiny bit later than people around
Mm.
me, around my age or my generation, which it's just the reality. It's not a bad thing, but it's important that I
Yeah.
know this, so that I have more patience
Mm.
with me.
Well, I'm that one rose that stick it out there and when everybody is already in their rest, then I will still be there blooming.
Wow, that's nice. I hope I'll do the same. I mean, when we've met, and we talk about this, I was
Yeah.
very, very impressed about you and seeing your energy. It really, really impressed me
Oh,
very
thank
much.
you so much, Valentin.
Like this.
Well, I think we have one life and we have to live it and we have to take all the opportunities we can get. And, um, you know, you're never too old to do things. And I think I think we just have to do it. And what comes our way, we have to take and deal with it.
And for this, you need courage to be
Yeah.
to be open and let in new adventures or
Yeah.
experience. Because I tend for many years, and I'm still doing it sometimes, to get to have a very narrow perspective, and I just put a target and I said I want that. Time goes by, and there are so many other things that come by, and
Exactly.
you might
Yeah.
not be able to see them or let those experience in because you're just so focused on one target, and sometimes maybe that target is not for you. You just focus on
Absolutely.
that because whatever. And this is also what I'm trying. And it's nice that you say that, because yes, I'm trying to be open and let things be, and having experiences, different experience, and live my life.
Mm.
And yeah, it's important. But talking about singing, I do think it's very important, and I feel it, I like it, and I want to go for it. I don't think I reached the point where I said this is all I can do. That's why I don't wanna step back, and I still think I'm in the middle of the battlefield, and this is really the moment where I should be the most um, focused and stay on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A friend of mine once gave me this image, or this picture. She said that these old-fashioned water pumps where they used to pump the water and then the water comes out. And she said many people pump and pump and pump, and then they stop sometimes just before the water would have come out, and you just have to keep on pumping, because it's in the next pump that
Yes.
the water just pours out. So and I always remember that when I think, okay, just hang in there and just keep going. You're pumping, and the water will come.
Yes, we have different examples. You have this with the pump, but you said just hang in there. So I have this.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the hanging there
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
and this is where I think I am right now with my life, in hang in there, in don't step back, because I could do so many other things, and it's not about money, or because we need to live. Yeah, we need money.
Yeah.
And especially in the beginning, in this career, in this branch, money are very, very not sufficient.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody do this for money, really. And I could do for sure other things and have more money, but it's not about that. And being an artist, you know that very well. It's not about money. It's about your soul, and you feel it, and you want to be there. You want to be out and say,
doing it.
and doing it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also when you start doing something for the money, you also it's sort of you kill something inside. It's like you can't express yourself, you can't do what you love, and I think you're happier for it, to be able to do what you love.
Yes, that's true. And there's also a price to pay for this. I mean, we all done so many things for money, and we are still doing it. Sometimes is a question, what do you do? What's the cost for that?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, I sang in choir so many years, because I was young, and most of people, they start in choir, most of singers. It is the way it is, and it's very nice, and you can earn good money in choir, and I've earned that. But then came a time where I said, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I felt like I was losing time and energy, and I felt kind of drained. And I said, I didn't prepare for that. I didn't prepare all my life for this. I don't want this. It really struck me. And I said, I need to be on stage and sing. It's about me expressing myself, and you can't express yourself in a choir. Choir gives you security, gives you different aspects, which are very, very good. But you have to like that. You have to be made for that. And there was a conflict in me, and I said, no. I took the decision like a few months ago, where I said, no, not anymore in choirs. I want to go on my way, and I go back to where I started, in going out and just trying things out, uh, putting myself out there and be vulnerable, and that's also a thing, being vulnerable, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and if I reach something or not, I don't care, but I need to fight for my own truth. I need to be there.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is where I am right now. And sometimes sometimes I feel very, very down, and I feel like I'm going nowhere. But thank God I have the people around me who I can trust, and they help me go up again.
Wow.
That's important. That's very important. And I haven't reached any big things. I haven't done big steps, and I don't think it's about this, but it's about these baby steps, and that to stick on those, and you just do it.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it.
Mm.
I'm fighting for it, and I really hope it's gonna pay off, and I really hope and I wish something will happen, and I'll go closer to what I want. If not, I don't think I'm gonna regret it either, because I feel set back. But I'm still in the process of going there. So
Yeah.
I'm in hanging there. I'm still pumping.
You're still there. But it's like the tenor Jacques Leroux. He said that if you have something small, then you make it big. You know, if it's a small event, or if it's a small opportunity, you make it a big opportunity. And I think that's so true.
Yes, yes, it is. Indeed, indeed.
But
Oh,
but Valentin, it was so great talking to you, and thank you so much for your openness and your honesty, and I think it's so valuable that that young artists talk like this, that people know all the obstacles you have to overcome, and what it is like to be an artist and a singer, and what this life is all about.
yes, yes. Thank you. I mean, yeah, it's tough, and I think it's so important for our mental health
Mm.
to talk about this and allow ourselves to say, I'm not fine. I'm not
Yeah.
well. I need help. It's so important, because we all want to be perfect. The society doesn't allow us to be weak. You're weaker than, more or less. And we
Yeah.
all want to pose in this strong self-confidence pose, when behind it's, just a frightened human being, insecure. And it takes a lot of time and courage. And really, that's why I'm saying this. And now thinking after my holidays in India, being in Europe and having the opportunity to go to do psychotherapy, or different sorts of mental health, which is so important. This is such a privilege to go there and doing therapy. And not only that, but the state to pay for your therapy.
Yeah.
This is huge. This is huge. Because I'm saying also to my own experience, without my 8 years of psychotherapy, different forms, I don't think I would have been here. And it's so important for every human being to do that, because I think there's so much suffering in the world, so much. And yeah, we owe ourselves to do better, just to counterbalance this thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also young singers, with friends and stuff, it's uncomfortable to talk about how difficult it is, to not be where you want, or to be let down by people, or it's just uncomfortable, or unpleasant. But it's also very healthy to talk about this. And
Absolutely.
you don't need to talk about this every day. That's another thing. But
Mm.
from time to time, allow yourself to talk about your self insufficiencies, and your own limits. I think only then you can grow, or you can allow yourself to grow. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it is like you say, it's when people start talking about it, then you realize, but everybody goes through the same thing.
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. And we have so many examples about how these things work, so many examples, especially, I mean, I don't know, we might go with another topic, but we see this on the internet, when, I don't know, recently this thing happened a lot with women, or I don't know, when a woman opened about a trauma from the past or something, then they are overwhelmed by the responses from other women saying,
Yeah.
oh, that happened to me too 20, 30 years ago. And just by opening up, people heal that wound and they start to grow, But why to be
Absolutely.
stuck 30, 40 years, your whole life, in something, when the sooner the better. And if you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. We all have our traumas, and we need to, and as an artist, again, we need to know our traumas, and also the happy moments, but only then we can be true to ourselves and say something, because otherwise, what those who pay a ticket and come to see you, why do they pay the ticket? Why? To see someone who doesn't know who it is. I mean, and we have these examples with all these big names. I pay a ticket to see that name because it's special. There's no one like that person. What's special there? That's something else. But
yeah,
that's it.
No, that's 100% true, and it's so important that you, like you say, that you know who you are before you step on that stage.
Yeah, and it's also a developing process. You find out while you're doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Valentin, it was so great to talk to you, and I hope we can meet for a coffee one day.
Definitely. Thank you very, very much. It was lovely. I mean, we made these appointments 2 months ago, more or less. One month and a half, and I was so much looking forward to it.
Yeah,
and
no, me too.
I enjoyed it. I was a bit nervous before. I was like, I don't know. I never had an interview in my life, and especially being open, because this is going to be open and everyone can watch it. But just because I had such a nice connection with you and we've met, I felt really comfortable. So that's why my nervosity really went away, because I felt very well when we've met. And
I'm so happy to know. I'm so happy to know that. But thank you so much, and really for your honesty and your openness. And I hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much, Petra. And say hello to Papi if he's there.
I will. Okay, Valentin, have a lovely day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.